Thank you to all my patrons. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Big Bad Bench. My name is John, aka Big Bad Biologist, and today I can't lift this up and show you what we're working on today, so I guess we should just go right to here. Stop looking at my face. This is what we're working on today, and so this little guy right here is an Atari MEGA ST2. It has a 68,000 processor, so basically it's a Mac Plus. I mean, look at the little gradations. This is basically a Mac Plus. So we're kind of working on a Mac Plus that has an external color monitor, right? But the big thing is we have this this monitor, and so this is the Atari SC1224 monitor, and as I'll show you here in a second, it does not have red, and so we have to figure out what's in here. I'm wearing gloves. Just quick reminder, don't ever do anything that you see me do here on the Big Bad Bench, especially today. This is stupid. Do not work on CRTs if you have no idea what you're doing. They're very dangerous. I don't know the exact voltage, but this one's probably in the range of 12,000-ish volts over here. So we won't do that. But I want to do a couple quick updates because there were some interesting things that happened this week or that I picked up. Really quick, look at these guys. Look at these guys. So I'll have one up here. Look at this guy. Let me say hi to folks in the chat. We got Dave's Vintage Adaptec, Rudy's Retro Intel, Dan Vincent himself. This is Dan's computer. Kefka Floyd or Userlandia. Who else? Hardware Hacker. Hello. Jack68K. Hello. Garth Beagle. Hello. Garth Bomb. Gut Bomb, hello. Trina's Techno Babble, hello. Boo, 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 boo. Mark from Millennium Lax, Mac, what is wrong with my mouth today? I saw Dave. I always do what you do, John. No, Dave, do not do what I do. I told you, do not do what I do. So yeah, this is a little double RAM thing. Did I say hi to Mark from Millennium Max, like for real? There we go. Okay, I said it properly that time. So this is a little board that has, it's a 30-pin, or I got 4 of them, 30-pin SIMMs, and you can stack 2 of them on. There's no manufacturer. There's a PAL down there. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. There's the PAL, and there is a mark on the back that says FT12. So I haven't been able to find anything about these, really. Somebody mentioned that these are called RAM stackers. Jack68K, the original RAM doubler, yeah. So I futzed around with these since I have 4 of them. The spacing is too tight to use on most PC motherboards. So I tried it in an SE30 that I happened to be working on, and basically they didn't really work. I was futzing around with the jumpers, and in one way it made it think that this 8 megs was actually 16 megs, and then we'd get a lot of crashes. Every other jumper setting, it shows up as 4 megs. So I think what I need to do is try this on a 2SI, which we know 2SIs support 2 meg SIMMs. I don't know if the SE30 supports 2 meg SIMMs. So yeah, if you happen to know what these are and what these jumper settings do, please let me know. Okay, other interesting thing from the week. You might see this little guy poking out over here. This is a 68060 adapter board that I made up a while ago. And we tried this on a bunch of 68040 Macs, so this is basically a 68060 that you can plug into a 68040 slot. These are made for Amigas, but I tried them on Macs a while ago, and obviously they didn't work. But the amazing, shoot, now I'm forgetting his name. Come on, what's his name? I want to call him Bazooka Joe. Oh my God. Zigzag Joe. There we go. Thank you, Mark. Was doing some testing this week, and he modified the ROMs on a Quadra 650 board and got this little adapter guy to work, which is totally wild. So that was going around the interwebs this week. So he got a 68060 to boot in a Mac, which is totally wild. So speaking of Quadra 650, this is the 650 board that I've been working on for the last couple weeks. And what I was showing is that after we repaired all the traces down here, that we'd boot and it would boot totally fine, but as soon as you did pretty much anything, it would lock up. Well, I put in a full fat 68040 processor instead of the LC, and that totally cleared it up, which is totally weird because all the information out on the interwebs says that the Quadra 650 came with LC processors, and then you could do the full 68040 as an upgrade option. Bazooka Joe, Zigzag Joe says that the Quadra 650 actually in the ROM checks for the FPU, and if it doesn't see it, you get locked up. And so he's right, sort of, and I'm. So the other thing is you can change jumpers back here, change some resistors back here, and make the board think that it's a Centris, because this is actually a Quadra 650 based off of the clock. You can change that, the Gestalt ID is what it's called, and make it think it's a Centris 650, and if you do that, then the LC processor works totally fine in this board. So, so basically, I think the information on the interwebs saying that a Quadra 650 came with a LC processor is wrong. And basically, Bazooka Joe's info. I'm only going to call him that from now on. Zigzag Joe's information kind of says the same thing. So I thought that was really interesting. So this guy's really good. The other thing is, if you have the board set as a Quadra, and you put a little jumper on here, pins 2 and 3 of this little header, it turns it into from a Quadra 650 to a Quadra 800. And so I'm still cleaning up the chassis for this. So basically I'm gonna have a Mac 2 VX that shows up as a Quadra 800. So there we go. That project is approaching the end. So that's that project. We still have 2 Macintosh 2VX logic boards that are not good. So that's going to be another project for the future. But finally, today, here we go. Let's go into this. So this little guy, you can't really see the computer. I'll show you that in a little bit. But look at this little guy. What's that remind you of? This is like blue SCSI V1. So this is a blue pill with a little adapter boardy. So it's a hard drive emulator for the Atari ST. So that's very cool. In my testing with this, you need to have external power. And I haven't, I plugged this in last night for the first time ever. The light has come on. I don't know if we can see that clearly. There's a little light on down there. Okay, there you go. Maybe if we push this forward. Yeah, there you go. And hello, Ian Scott. I didn't think I said hi to you yet. Hello. Gut Beagle. Sorry if I missed some in chat. So I was trying to think of all the things that were in my brain and tell them to you. Okay, so that's ready to go. Let's turn the monitor on. That should be the bottom switch. You hear that beautiful CRT noise. Computer is kind of loud. Okay, so we got green light in there, and then let's go to DIY cam. So you can see it's actually got 3 drives being emulated. And here we go, and I think this is probably the wrong color. So if we go here, there's this little animation that's going there. And there's a spot where it's black, and I think that should be red. And so Dan said that this monitor used to work and that the red stopped working. That he took it apart at some point, and then when he got it back together, I heard. Oh, me and Scott has a recommendation. All right, cool. he said when he was putting it back together, he heard a crunch, and based off of what I saw, I took this, I took the cover off of the monitor because the screws were missing, and so, I don't know if I can show you that on this angle, maybe later. Oh, there we go. I can actually see there's like a chunk of plastic missing down over there. But yeah, the screws were missing, so I was like, I'm not gonna plug this in and power it up without with the chassis dangling like that. So that's how I've tested it so far. Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Maybe if I get too excited, it cuts out. Maybe. Sorry about that. Okay. Excuse me. All right. So here we are. This is, and hopefully Dan shows up at some point and can tell me demos to run on here. I don't really know how to use, what's this OS called? Gem, I think. I saw that there's demos here. So it's, if you're looking at this, there's like, these are folders. There we go here, and there's a bunch of demos, but, oops, oh God. It does kind of look a lot like that, but most of these that I've tried, they don't really do anything. So yeah, I don't know if there's any demos on here that actually work. So, hello, it's One Bit Fever James. All right, so we're gonna shut this down. Oh no, we're not gonna shut this down. We're gonna leave this running, and we're gonna start looking at our monitor. So the schematic for this monitor is available. So let's go to that. So this is our schematic. Let's see. I think that's the power board over there, and this is the part of the monitor that does stuff. And the first thing we're gonna do, if we look at this, okay, so is that clear on the screen? I think it's somewhat clear. I don't know. Let me change. I think my lavalier mic might be dying. Hold up. Is this any better? Oops. All right. I think my little lavalier mic is dying. Okay, let's try this again. Boo, 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 boo. All right. So there's our this is the neck board for this computer, or for this monitor. And so if we see that we got our on the right here is, sorry, I'm trying to see if you can see where my arrow is. Oh, come on. My mouse is freaking out today. It's deciding that every click is 2 clicks. We don't want every click to be 2 clicks. Oh yeah, okay, you can see where my mouse is. Okay, so over here is the tube. The tube is doing stuff. But over here is where the video signal comes in to the neck board. And so this is what we're gonna check first. So this is, you can probably figure it out. Well, one of these is red, one of these is green, and one of these is blue. We can trace this back. which one of these is red and green and blue? This double click thing is gonna drive me nuts. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. So if we look at pin 2, 3, and 5, we should know that one of them is red, one of these is green, and one's blue. The alternate ones are grounds. Maybe it's picking up the monitor noise. All right, well, let's see what happens here. Let's see. So I have our oscilloscope. Let's see. So we're going to plug. Just keep talking so it doesn't. Oh, did the stupid NVIDIA thing decide to turn itself on? I really hope not. I thought I had that shut off. Oh, well. I hate Windows 11. It randomly decides to do things to me. All right. Well, I'm sorry, folks. So let's see here. So let's turn on the oscilloscope bit. We're going to go to pin 2. There's signal there. The next one we need is pin 3. There's signal there. And pin 5. And there's no signal there. Okay. Shout like it's a 2017 YouTube. Hey YouTube, it's your boy, Big Bad Biologist. Yeah. So not a whole lot happening on that pin. So that's pin 5. Again, pin 2 and pin 3. There's things happening. So I think pin 5 is probably the red channel. And so the nice thing about this is that that's the signal going to the neck board. And so that makes me feel a little bit better because once we hit the neck board, voltages get a little high. We also know that if we go back to this, right, some of the things you need to think about, like your G voltages, your G1, G2. We don't care about any of that because we know the monitor is actually working. And so since our signal isn't getting here to pin 5, we got to go somewhere over here. So that kind of simplifies stuff a little bit. So let's shut this down and take a look at the monitors. Now we know we're basically only working with half of the monitor at this point. So that to me makes things a lot easier to work with. Okay, that's off. There might be a right way to shut down Gem. I'm sorry if I'm not shutting it down properly. Hey, it's Socket Wench. Hello. All right, let's take this all off and move the computer out of the way, or at least move the keyboard out of the way so we have less stuff on the BigBadBench to fight over. Put you over here. Okay, so hopefully Ian Scott's right, and all we have to do is change out or clean out our pots. That would be pretty darn swell. Let's take this off. Let's take this off. CDI not shutting Gem down correctly is truly outrageous. I love it. So you can see here we have, we might need to recenter this so it's easier to see. Boop, 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 boo. So all of these pots here. So the blue one says pin cushion, B says B cutoff, G cutoff, R cutoff, B level, B drive, G drive, R level, R drive. Now, as we're looking at these, they look kind of wonky. The thing I would like to know, down here, there's a big cover. Let's take this little cover off. Is that? Yeah, let's take that little cover off. Oh, no, okay. I thought there was a screw floating around in there. It was not. Let's see. Maybe what we'll do. Can we get this? No, we might. Let's take this off. I think it's only 2 screws, one on each side down here. Oh, let's zoom back out a skosh. Oh, come on. Well, I'm excited that we learned something that quickly. So that could be a bunch of things. It could be that the main display cable's bad. We probably should have just sprayed some deoxit on those pots and said, Oh, I really don't want to neck this thing. Yeah, let's get rid of the computer. Let's get rid of the computer. Too many things on the big bad bench. Ooh. Well, that doesn't get us a whole lot of room, but would it help us get this thing out? Hey, Justin D. Morgan. Yeah, I'm wearing gloves just for the off chance that it could potentially maybe prevent a little bit of shockage. I don't know. It probably wouldn't make much of a difference. This is kind of tight to work on, isn't it? I really don't feel like disconnecting everything. I just want to get into that cover underneath there to look at the bottom of the board. Look for cracked solder joints or something. Ah, yes. I sent Justin D. Morgan a Mac Classic this week. There we go. Everybody gets a Mac Classic. You get a Mac Classic, you get a Mac Classic. Okay, so I don't see major issues down here. Just trying to look, see if there's any cracked solder joints. I'm gonna wiggle the pots. Atari use it. Hey, all things DG. Did I say hi to you? Did Atari use the same connector for monitors as Apple back then? No. Look at this thing. What is this mess? Trina, if you didn't live in Canada, I'd send you more stuff. Kind of looks like maybe that had been reflowed at one point. The flyback. Just wiggling these from behind. I don't really see much of anything. Hey, Rodville. Let's check the potentiometer values. Let's see what they're set to. Let's see, can you see there? All right, so oh, here we go. It says it back here. All right. The G drive, 327 ohms. The B drive, 325 ohms. And the R drive, 350 ohms, 330 ohms. So that's pretty close. So let's see, if we go to B cutout, 440 ohms. G cutout, 400 ohms. R cutout, 420 ohms. So that all seems pretty good. It doesn't seem like if the potentiometers were screwed up, one of them would be out of whack. Right? Right. Jack says just use a flamethrower to reflow it all. But if we had cracked solder joints, one of those would have been way bad too. Hey, Dan, how's it going, man? Are there any demos on that computer that actually run on this guy? All right, so let's see if we can see. See if we can see anything more different in here. One thing that we could potentially check is just to double check that. So this is where that neck board connects to the bottom. Let's just double check to make sure that that looks good. So what's that? Pin 1. Pin 2. No, there's 7 there. Oh, I was doing the wrong one. Pin 1. There we go. Pin 2. That's good. Pin 3. Pin 4. Pin 5. Pin 6. There we go. So they're all good. They're all connecting through. So I guess one of the other things we should check is where the red, green, and blue signals come into the PCB. So we could do that with the oscilloscope as well. This isn't actually floating. I just disconnected a couple of the screws to make it a little bit easier to try to... I wanted to pull out this guy, and it was easier with that disconnected. So we're actually going to put that back in. We're going to rescrew that for a second so that I can poke at things. Yeah, what if it's the cable all along? That would suck. So we know that the cable going from the main board to the neck board is good. The issue is going to be, all right, where does that come in? So if I look here, where do you go? Okay, so that all goes, oh, it's marked. How about that? So R, G, and B are marked there. All right, yay, thank you, Atari. That was very nice of you. All right, so let's try this now. Let's do this. We're gonna power up this monitor upside down. And we need this guy. Okay, there. Let me plug that back in. That's just the, I think that's just the LED on the front. Probably all the text will fall out. Oh no. Nice. Gutbomb's been watching while making a cake. That's awesome. Okay, so now let's turn this on. Okay, should have double checked to make sure nothing got crammed in there. Actually, let's take this away. That might be sort of conductive. All right. And that's on, that's on. All right, let's power this guy on. Let's grab our oscilloscope probe. You on this chat and gave $300 for my Ko-Fi goal. Wow. I80386SX, that's awesome. That is really cool, man. Okay, so we're booted up. You can't really see because we're upside down, but trust me, it's booted up. Let's go back to oscilloscope mode. Okay. Let's go here. Okay, so that's the signal coming into the monitor, doing stuff. That's the blue. That's green. And that's the red. Okay, so we got red coming into the monitor. We got no signal going to the neck board, so there's something here as to why that's not going. So I forget which one. That was number 5. Wait a second. So that's pin 2. That's pin 3. That's pin 5. We now have stuff happening on pin 5 there. Is there stuff happening on pin 5 here now? Yes, we now have signal going to pin 5 where we didn't have signal going to pin 5 before. All right, so what happens? And of course I didn't plug the keyboard in when I did this. 1 second. All right, so that's weird. That is weird. Yes, main screen already turned on. All right, let's do this again. All right, weird stuff. That's pin 6, that's ground. There's pin 5. That's doing things. Pin 4 should be a ground. Pin 3 is a signal. Pin 2 is a signal. And 1 is a ground. So we have all 3. Oh. No, that's 6. There we go. That's 5. So it does seem like it might be a bad solder joint or something. So what happens if we... Oh, I did something wrong. Yep, we have red now. Let's go to DIY cam. So you can't really see it. So it's still a little dark. Oh, can we make things brighter? No. There's red on there now. All right. We fixed it. Dan just has to use the monitor upside down. Well, poo. What the heck does that mean? Now we got to figure out what is happening here. Yeah, the electrons. The electrons were leaking out when they were the right side up. Man, I don't like intermittent errors. Let's see if we can poke at some potentiometers or on the PCB. Well, that's not annoying at all. Wow. He and Scott might be right that these pots need to be cleaned. Look at that. That is not supposed to look like that. Yeah, we're definitely got lots of red gun happening. That one is angry. Which one are you? That's our R level. That one looks fine. I'm probably really screwing up the calibration on this guy. B level. Oh, actually, that one looks like it has kind of a bad solder joint. I don't know. Maybe we'll reflow these solder joints just for poops and giggles, and then flip it back over. Oh, my audio is still doing the thing. I think it's when I get close to the monitor that it's picking up the noise from that. All right, let's shut this guy off. Let's reflow some solder joints and flip her back over. All right, let's go back to here. Let's go back to here. Got our soldering iron on. These are all big joints. Let's see here. Reflow all these guys just in case. All right, we're going to come along here. Here's all the potentiometers. I'm going to deoxit the potentiometers too. Has the audio kicked out ever since I've shut the monitor off? The first pin of the potentiometers are hidden underneath that bracket or the chassis frame. We'll do that. Sorry, this is not the most compelling. It's not easy to film monitors. Mad props to all the YouTubers that work on monitors and do a nice job filming stuff. Let's see, what else? Do we see any? There's a couple little sketchy joints there. Let's reflow those little sketchy joints. Turn them into shiny happy. You know we love our shiny happy solder joints. I probably should not be doing this with a monitor plugged in or powered on. Oh my God, what is wrong with me? Oh, and my cord just broke for real, for real. Okay, yep, that's good. No, I'm not gonna get electrocuted today. Everything is fine. Everything is totally fine. Oh my God, I'm such an idiot. Like I said, don't do anything that you see me do here at the Big Bad Bench because I am an idiot. That was really dumb. Nah, I don't think I'll touch the caps, not sure. Let's stop for a safety moment. So it does look like they label these pretty well, so you could use the schematic to kind of figure out where things are going. And it does look like all of the color stuff is associated with this particular area, which is kind of away from the high voltage bits, so that's good. What else? Can we see anything else odd? Justin D. Morgan says, let's stop for a safety moment. Gotta talk carefully when we're talking safety. All right. Real quick, do something about safety here. This is my very old power but it's part of a switched connector that I really like. So I'm not gonna switch this out right now. We're gonna fix this very saftly. Let's just do some electrochemical tape around that. That'll keep it together for the rest of the stream. And it'll probably be that way next stream. Now I gotta put a new IEC connector on this thing. This is totally, oh, Garth caught me. Jank detected. This is totally saf. Okay, there we go. Now I totally will not get electrocuted. Where's Dave's sounds? We need the alarm sound. Okay, let's flip our monitor back over. There's too many wires here. I like working on compact Macs. There's no wires. Just, okay, now what are we gonna do? Let's grab this thing by the giant capacitors and flip it back over. Ugh. Okie dokie. Would like to I need a long pokey thing. Let's just put our fingers down in here. No, that can't go wrong. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Okay. All right. Well, I think we're good to go. Let's see. We got our battery plugged in. We got our keyboard plugged in. I got our monitor plugged in. Let's go. Wow. How did that boot up so quickly? What is going on here? That does not seem right. The red and blue cable that's not plugged in is a speaker on the side of the monitor. Oh. That is very much a different color than we're used to. We definitely have red. Got our red, our blue, and our green. I guess I should just like pick up the monitor and shake it or something. Why is this not wanting to boot? Crazy little hard drive emulator. It did not properly boot off of that thing. Okay, our light's on. Oh, you can't see it. That's on. Boot off of the emulator. Oh, yeah, that's way whiter now. That used to be a different color. Yeah, that looks way better. We got all our colors. It looks a little washed out here, but in person the green is very nice. We can see all of our colors. Ooh, Eric says making cream puffs today. Nice. Hey, electric vibes. All right, so now what? Should we poke at things now that we're booted up? I'm gonna poke at pots. That's all fine. Where's my good pokey thing? Did I lose one? Oh, it's over there. That one pot is still a little cranky. Oh yeah. That's real cranky. Alright, that one is not happy. I think that might be one of our sources. We're still getting color, but it's... Yeah, it looks better sometimes. Alright, so I can't see what that is right now, but I know where it's at. That pot's nice. That pot's nice. That one's good. Nice. Nice. Alright, So that second one is angry. It's an angry pot. All right, let's shut this all down and see if we can make that pot less angry. So it's our R-level pot. Excuse me. Boop. These pots are all shielded. Can't even get in there to clean them. Am I gonna have to take the power supply? So this box says like the main power delivery box. How the heck are we gonna... Oh, there are little gaps. Oh yeah, we are gonna make a giant mess. Sorry, Dan. Your monitor's gonna be oily. That is gonna freak out when I attempt to spray it in there to clean. Let's unplug it. Let's unplug it. I am so gonna get this in my face. Oh yeah, whatever. Some got inside. If you get deoxid enough places, it'll fix everything. That's just how, that's science. This one. All right, so there's probably instructions in the manual about how to make these do the proper calibration. But I think what we're gonna do so that's our R level. B level. Where's our G level? Do we have no G level? All right. Well, let's go to the B level and see what that pot measures. Okay, we're in ohms mode. You can kind of see it poking there. B level is that guy. That's 125 ohms. So if we go over to this one, what are you at? 110 ohms, that's pretty close. Ooh, that's not as many ohms. How high do it go? 130 is the highest. Let's put you at like 110. Let's go to our speed level. Put you at about the same. We'll start them off at a very similar level. That's got to be scientific, right? That's got to be good. Does Deoxit ship to the White House? Yeah, no, that doesn't. I wouldn't waste Deoxit on that mess. All right, this is kind of annoying that I gotta have the monitor pointing one way. And this. Oh, do you think that there's actually like a startup sound? Maybe we could hook the speaker up. Let's take the speaker out of here. See if we get any bleeps. Okay, let's plug you back in, you weird little blue scuzzy light. This guy. Okay, lights on. Oh, did I not turn the monitor on? I did not. Yay, the color's correct. All the colors of the Atari bow. Let's go to here. Let's click random things and see if something happens. I don't think this is an SCE, so this probably won't work. I like this one. It says do things. I think the TOS files are the things that... Yeah! We got sound. Nope. Okay. Well, that's not good. That was not a great demo. Are you going to reboot? Is that what's happening here? Yep. Alrighty. Well, that was not great. Where's Dan? I need Dan. Some Dell. Oh, this one's a PRG. Is that a program? Oh. There's not enough memory. Okay. Maybe that was the issue with the other demo. Maybe we don't have enough profanity. I want to see some pretty colors. It's not doing a whole lot. Not real impressed with the Atari ST yet. There's got to be something that does cool things. It's a 68,000 processor. We should be doing stuff. There we go. We see stuff. We got things. Press right mouse button or space for menu. Look at that. Okay. Let's go to quit. Hey, we got back here. I don't know. There's so many different kind of RAMs. But if we go to back to here. So, total RAM, 2 megs, free 1.779. So it should have enough to run those demos that it said. Q, no, Alt Q, Control Q. Oh yeah, Control Q. Here we go. Exit to desktop. Star on numpad. Okay. Yeah, we won unlimited lives. What is this guy? Oh, look, it's doing a thing. Uh-oh. I don't have a joystick. We can't do this. We quit. Well, that's something. We saw something kind of cool. Do we still have colors? We still have colors. Yay. My brightness is a bit excessive here. Let's see. Should we try to find another thing that would work on here? This is a less impressive demo. Oh, here we go. Ooh, look at you. Probably need a joystick. Okay. Don't tell anyone. We're just gonna hit the reset button. Looks like we haven't broken anything. It still wants to boot. All right, so let's colors. Let's shut this off. And let's put the monitor case back on. And let's shake the monitor. Let's shake it. Let's see if we can break it. Oh, we gotta put the speaker back in. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Oh, oh, oh. So that. Let's unplug this. So this just kind of clips back inside there, comes down, and then there's this bar that goes over it to retain it. I think I'm going to make the connector, the electric bits, point downward, so there's no chance that the bar contacts it. One moment, please. We'll get back to the excitement of shaking a monitor. Okay. There you go. You can see that. That's how that holds in there. Now we got to thread this through here. Oh, we got to put that thing back on the bottom. Gonna give it shaken monitor syndrome, yeah. Don't forget, we got to put this guy back on the bottom. Wow. Where did that guy go? There it is. All right, so I think this screw. Hey, it's Mac84. Hello, Steve. We totally fixed the monitor by awesome troubleshooting awesomeness, not by dumb luck and pretending. Oh, the system source swap meet was today. Yeah, I'm surprised Justin wasn't there. I think that isn't that one that you normally go to, Justin, if you still are here. How did that get in there? We gotta slide that up past bits. Slide that up past bits. All right, well, if this all works, should we, I got another computer this week. I'd like to take a look inside. I haven't taken a look inside yet because I wanted to wait to do it until the stream. Oh, this is kind of annoying. So that goes up there like that. There's a screw in there that's preventing this thing from going all the way over where it should. That's not annoying at all. Yes, Jack 68K says the nice thing about pretend fixes are you never know how long it's gonna stay fixed. I think we're fixed, Dan. It seems to be just like some sketchy solder joints, theoretically. Yeah. This thing is really annoying. This little insulation dealing. I tried running a couple of demos. They seem to crash. It looked like we were about to start a couple of games, but then it looked like the games required keyboard, joystick. So we didn't play any games. There was also one pot that was really very dirty and angry. So we cleaned that a little bit. This is annoying as all get out. This little just gets caught up on everything. There's like 6,000 things it can get caught on, and it's gonna get caught on all of them. Yeah, this is the same orientation that it was in previously. I think it's coated on both sides. This little guy. That's gonna put you in there like that. And then this little guy. Of course, we probably poked through the shielding, and it's gonna, or the lamination, and it's just gonna short out over everything and destroy this monitor that we fixed. Okay, I'll put this back in. Oh yeah, there was no question that everything was gonna go smoothly. There was no chance I was gonna electrocute myself. It was all just gonna go perfectly. I hope you still have the screws that hold the chassis on, the cover on, Dan, because there were no screws holding the main monitor together. All right, what do we got here? This one goes in that hole. Oh, there were no screws when you got it. Okay. Then I will try to find some Mac screws that work for this. Mac or other. Where did our speaker wire go? Oh, I gotta take this all back apart. Oh, jeez. Pop my hand in there. Come on. Okay, speaker. There's a little groove that the plastic goes in the bottom here. Okay. Oh. Okay. I think what happens is that this gets tangled up in there. See, I don't like... There we go. Okay. There we go. That's a screw. All right, so we're gonna have to find some screws. That's okay. All right, so here we're gonna do a bad thing. Let's shake it. Let's shake it. Okay. All right, let's see if that broke it again. Okay. Gonna plug this in. That's on, our light's on. Oh, we gotta plug our monitor in. Always gotta plug in electricity. Electricity. Totally safe IEC cable. And boop. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh yeah, that's better. That's still good, I mean. Sorry. I dropped Dan's mouse. It's very highly... Oh, geez. There we go. Okay. It's fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Uh-oh. I broke Dan's mouse. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. I broke Dan's mouse. Oh, that kind of works. Luckily, he has a PS2 adapter. So it's not a real Amiga or a real Atari. Oh, come on, you jerk. Come on. There we go. All the colors. The red's there. And this is yellow now as opposed to green that it was earlier. So that's the best that we can do as far as tests, because nothing else seems to work really well. I think I need a joystick. Okay. Well, I think we're good. There was, yeah, that one pot was angry and the rest of it was fine. Yeah, there's red, purple happening. This, when it gets to the red here, it would have just gone black before. And this was more green. This is yellow now. Well, it's still a little green, but... So I think we're good, Dan. Is there a right way to shut down Gem? Or do we just shut it off the computer? All right. So we just shut down the computer. All right. Well, I think that's going to do that one. Anyone want to see this 486 I picked up this week? I would like to see what's inside of it. Oh, thank you, Josh. Just shut it off. All right. Set you aside for a minute. Let's set both of you. Trina wants to see my 486. E-Vibes wants to see it. Dave says okay. All right, let's see this 486. We used a little bit of troubleshooting skill at the beginning, and then after that, it was all kind of dumb luck. Oh, doing the wrong thing. There we go. Oh, not that. Here we go. This was a little thing that Dan has to go from the fancy monitor connector to a VGA, but none of my VGA monitors can do that 15 kilohertz or whatever it is. All right, so this is my 486 computer that I picked up this week. Look at how tiny it is. It's very tiny. Oh, let's zoom out a little bit so you can see the whole thing. So it's only 2 bays thick, or two 5.25 inch bays thick. And yeah, we've got a tape drive, a Dell 2410F. All right. So on the back, this is why I bought it. Has a SCSI card, and I think this is a Sound Blaster card. So let's see what all is in here. All right, we've got SCSI cable. How do we take out this stuff? Let's see. Oh yeah. Adaptec 1540B. Those are nice cards for ISA. Very good, very good, very good. Oh, yep. And this is a Sound Blaster. A little dusty. All right, I think this is the Sound Blaster 16 value. But it has the creative Panasonic drive interface, which is useful. All right, very cool. Let's see if it turns on. Yeah, the Dell of this era like to use these little surface mount electrolytic caps. This is not a Visa local bus. I was hoping it would be. Have to see what the video card is. This should be a DX250. We got 3 SIMMs in here. Oh, good thing we didn't power it up with that in there. Okay. All right, let's see if this catches fire. The Sound Blaster card would be a fun recap project. Yeah, that doesn't look like a fun recap project. One moment, let me go grab a PS2 keyboard. Oh, I forgot to put on my away message. It's okay, we're not going to be away very long. Keyboard over here. And got electricity, need a monitor. All right, what do you think? Is it gonna power up or explode? 3, 2, 1. Fan is going. Main screen turn on. We got a couple beeps. Oof. F2 to run the setup utility. Oh, okay. Whoa. Oh. Yeah. We got a little problem with the real-time clock. Let's get out of here. Time is just flying by. That is just going. Only 8 megs of RAM. We have 3 sticks in there. So what do we have? 1 4 meg and 2 2 megs? Ugh. Ugh. Well, that sucks. Would have been nice to have a little bit more RAM in there than that. Oh, there's like a funky cache upgrade slot, so we can't use regular cache. All right, that's fine. All right, what I would like to know is, let's shut this off. Let's go back to here. Let's shut you off. I'd like to know if this supports higher capacity hard drives. And there's a chance Dell still has a lot of these BIOS files available online and stuff. So there's a chance that we could potentially update it. I'm gonna need these. Let's see here. Let's grab a 512 meg and see if it detects this 512 meg. So what I'd really like to use this computer for, yes, this is an LPX form factor computer. So we're going to go with a 512 compact flash card. One of the pins is bent. That's nice. Where are you at? Tweezers. Okay. Bloop. All right, that's good. That's nice. That's good. And then this goes here like this. Let's give it one of these. Oh, so at the MIT Swap Fest in the spring, I got the retail box copy of Windows NT Advanced Server. So that's Windows 3.1. That's going. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We now have no monitor. We got no beeps. It died. It died, Jim. Yeah, we got nothing. Is there something? Does it not like this guy? Yep, it does not like that guy. But that's annoying. Oh. We now are seeing 12 megs of RAM. Okay. So that's fun. JP2 should be 1 and 2. Oh, that's wrong. JP2 should be 1 and 2. Okay. JP1 should be 1 and 2. All right, let's see. So yeah, the Windows NT Advanced Server is has, I think it's 32 floppies to install. Are you kidding me, bro? Let's try this little thing. Oh man. We had 8 megs before the first time we turned it on. It's growing. Seeing more RAMs. Oh, this little hard drive tray flips up. That's cute. Oh, look at this nice little AT style power supply. Let's try with this. JP2 should be for 5 volt. That's what we want to see. Did I already fry it by doing it in 3.3 volt mode? Maybe. Take the card out like Gut Bomb says. What the heck? What the heck, bro? Let's try a more different one. JP2 should go pin 1 and 2. This one's brand new. That's pretty wild. It really hates it. Thanks, I hate it. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Let's try one of these styles. If that one will go. We don't have an IDE cable in here. Let me grab an IDE cable. One moment, please. Gotta love these. Ooh, that's dirty. Okay, here we go. Let's try you. Lol. It hates everything. Yeah, use a blue SCSI. Let's see, do we have some spinning rust over here? Let's give it a real spinning rust and see what happens. This. I don't even know if this drive is any good. I'm running low on regular IDE drives that still work. Oh no, I'm pretty sure that one does not work. Hard drive spun up. Well, that's fun. That is fun. It will not power on with anything attached to the IDE channels. Oof. Oof. Yeah, maybe the power supply is just really weak. I don't know. Maybe it's all these SMT caps from the early 90s. Maybe this board needs to be recapped. Ugh. I see a lot of 22 microfarad, 6 volts, 3.3 microfarad, 50 volts. Yeah. Well, that's annoying. Unless there's there like a IDE jumper or something? No. Oh, there's jumpers for the CPU speed right here. That's nice and easy to set. That's pretty cool. It's got a 40 megahertz setting so that you could potentially do it DX280. Nice. Very nice. All right, well, that's something. It's not powering up with anything. Let's take the hard drive totally off. I mean, it was unplugged from the IDE channel. Could explain why the RAM was detecting variably. Yeah, it's not going. Okay. Well, let's force a more different power supply on it. Might need to take apart this light on and see what's inside there. Just double checking to make sure our colors are consistent. Sometimes Dell like to do weird things. I think it's fine. Yeah, I think the PSU is sad. Okie dokie. Let's get rid of you. Let's see if it powers up this way. Oh. Wow. Yeah, it's not happy, bro. Wow, so it's a logic board. Oh, I called it a logic board. Oh, it's a motherboard is angry. Oh, man. A million tiny SMT caps. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Show if I can show you a thing. Too much stuff. Too many projects. That's why I can't do more than one thing per stream. I'm crossing the streams. Too many things. Too many things. I see some badness. Let's go in the microscope. That is a lot of stuff that shouldn't be that color. So yeah, I think we fried something. Oops. Okay, well this one's gonna need a full rebuild. That's fun. No, the only thing that's plugged in is the RAM. Oh well. What the heck was that goo? That was some goo. All right, well, I think that's going to end it for today. This turned on once, twice, 2.5 times. Did the stuff go down the battery? No. This didn't leak. Anyway, yeah, that all looks gross. So I'll take this all apart, clean it up, maybe do the ultrasonic dealy, rip all these caps off, make a little capacitor map for all these tiny SMT caps. Okay. Yeah, we got to see the clock going. That tells you it was trying really hard. All right, so that's going to do it for today. I want to thank you all for hanging out. Francois modded a thing. That's cool. All right. Make sure to check out that link that Francois posted. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. We got to see, we fixed one thing at least. Dan's monitor, maybe. We'll see if it holds up. I'll shake it some more and make sure that it still goes. Aside from that, have a lovely... Oh, actually, I'm going to do a weird stream this week. One moment, please. I don't know if it'll be Tuesday or Wednesday afternoon. But I'm going to work on this guy. So this thing, let's see if it does it. Yeah. Red, purple, rings of death. We're going to take this apart and see if we can fix that this week. Seriously, F this company. Terrible support. So yeah, we're going to work on something different this week. So that'll be either Tuesday or Wednesday. So keep your eyes out. Will it blend? Yeah, exactly. We'll put a whole bunch of caps in here. We'll make a Reefa smoothie. All right. Have a lovely week, y'all. Make sure to check out Dave's Vintage Apple Tech tomorrow. And yeah, keep an eye out for my stuff. And oh, I got to thank my patrons. My Janka crew, Matt Hargett, Gutbomb, Garth Beagle, Brian Gareford, David Starbuck, Ian Scott, Jamie's Hack Shack, All Things DG, Chris Angelis, Tick Ambrosia, Scout, Jack68K, Bacchus, Asmodeus Deviluke, and Alan Gracia, and my Jank team, Hardware Hacker, Mark Kruger, III DIY, Charles Bullock, Dave's Vintage Apple Tech, Mark from Millennium Max, and Rudy's Retro Intel. Thank you all so much for supporting me. You are totally insane for doing so, but I really appreciate it. I will talk to you all later in the week, and as we say here at the Big Bad Bench, if you're a Trumper, go F yourself. Bye, y'all.